You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast.
We're going to pretend like we didn't just have an hour and a half long conversation about sex.
Yep.
That we 100%
We'll act
didn't.
like my parents when they go to church in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, we just did something, but now we're going to go to church.
Yeah, everybody listening knows something happened. They just don't know exactly what happened. Yeah.
Where two old guys just playing old games.
That's it, man.
Yeah, and today we're starting our real venture. Because we did Star Fox 64, or Star Fox 2, rather.
We have also done Star Fox 64. You're not wrong.
Yeah. But I guess now is... Because I guess our original intention was to start this off alphabetically, but
What?
a
So
much
we're gonna
better
start off-
idea.
We're going to start what off alphabetically?
The Wikipedia's full list of Super Nintendo games.
All right. So all 725 Super Nintendo games. That's the goal,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
we're going to talk about all of them.
All of them.
It's going to take us a long time.
We've already done, I bet, like 130,
50 maybe?
150.
I don't know. That's just a guess. I don't know. Actually, I do have a spreadsheet. I could figure that out, but I have not done that yet. Because it's too... What I've been doing is I've been filling in the rows of the games that we've done episodes on with red highlight. The red highlight. And the reason I didn't figure out how many that we've done already is because there's a lot more white than there is red.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't even have to worry about... We're good. We're good for a while.
So starting off that list, because you already put some time into the game by the time the randomizer idea came along.
It's a great idea. I
Yeah,
love the
and I love it.
randomizer
I think that's
idea.
perfect. That's what we should do.
At the end of this episode, we're going to randomize. We're going to see what game we're talking about.
Hell yes.
And fucking pray it is not a sports game. There are a lot of fucking sports games.
There are a lot of sports games.
If it's a fishing game, I'm down.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. All right. So Phil Hawkins would be so happy if it's a fishing game.
Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't he be? Fishing games. They're great. Tyler died.
Yep. Thought of dysentery.
So Seventh Saga. The Seventh Saga.
Seventh
is
Saga.
the game that we're going to talk about. It is, as far as Wikipedia is concerned, it is the game right after Three Ninjas Kick Back,
Yep.
which we've already done an episode on.
Yep.
So that is why we're doing the Seventh Saga.
Let's see. So, about to say, I should have even rolled in with like an intro or anything. I don't think I
You got anything?
I don't think so. I think I was just
Have you seen that new Hellboy movie?
because Ryan was supposed to be here, but
Yeah.
isn't because he's a bitch.
Yeah, Ryan being Tyler's brother's
I'm
name.
too tired.
Yeah.
not even here.
I even called him.
Yeah, he didn't answer.
No.
And then I chastised him, and he didn't reply.
Yeah, he probably didn't like that, is my guess.
No. Oh well. He said he was going to be here, then he failed like 5 minutes till 6. So
I was really looking
So he
forward.
gets a little bit.
Yeah, and he was our Seventh Saga expert.
Uh-huh.
So if this
Yep.
episode sucks,
You blame Ryan. Send all hate mail.
Yeah, you have his email address, his work email. You can give out.
Shit, I wish I did. I couldn't even tell you where he works. He's told me so many times that it just like I just hear wind every time he tells me, and it just doesn't soak in.
Man, every time Ryan tells me where he works, locusts come out of his mouth.
Which there's what's that? That's a Brandon Sanderson book. The
The Man Who Spit Locusts.
Man Who Spit Locusts.
by Brandon Sanderson.
It's the Stormlight Archive is the series, but in one of the books it talks about the main character. His wife died, and it was so tragic he couldn't bear it, so he went and made a deal with like a witch to take those memories away from him. But then
We've all been there.
People would just talk about her again, so she made it to where he can never even hear her name again. So every time like somebody says her name, he just hears like a whoosh of wind or something like that. Like anytime he tells her story or hear her name or anything like that, he can't absorb it.
There's
It
like
automatically
some
goes away.
vibes of Eternal Sunshine there a little bit.
Yeah. So that's why I must have also worked there and had a really bad experience. So now Ryan can't even tell me.
Oh yeah, you worked where Ryan worked. Yeah, that was you went to a witch and you're like,
It was too painful.
have you seen that new Hellboy movie? This is my intro.
I've heard it's bad.
I saw it with Lord Dennis.
Ooh, how was it?
It would have been amazing if we would have been the only people in the theater. And it was so close to that. Like the movie's about to start and a couple comes in behind us.
Wow.
And I'm like, 15 minutes into the movie, they hadn't left. And I was like, that guy's getting a hand job. Like there's no way. Like, because it's like, the whole time I looked back a couple times, not just to see if he was getting a handy, but like looked back to see if they were still there. Because, dude, I was dying to I was holding in laughter. Like that movie is a fucking disaster. And I love Hellboy.
I mean, it would have been really funny if like you had like looked up and like stood up and like, hey man, check this out. And started giving Dennis a hand job.
egging her on. Come on.
He's close. He's close right now. What about your guy? No? Oh, it's all over my hands.
Have you ever heard of the Hellboy 500?
The Hellboy job?
The Derby? The Hellboy Derby? Everybody goes in pairs and they just jerk each other off. Last one to come has to watch the rest of the movie. It's kind of like Ookie Cookie, but worse because you have to watch all of Hellboy by yourself.
You have to do it on the last person. The last person to do it, you have to come on their forehead and do Hellboy horns.
Ron Perlman's there. You have to have the gall to bust one on Ron Perlman. I don't think I could do it.
No,
I respect the man too much,
no.
and I've come on people I respect.
Have you though? Yeah.
We'll go yeah. We can go yeah. But not as much as I respect Ron Perlman. When I die at my funeral, you'll be like, that goddamn man respected the fuck out of Ron Perlman.
Baby, I love you, but you're no Ron Perlman. Get on your knees.
Yeah, it's true. Ron puts his tongue out. Just saying.
Ron shows it to me. Wait, did they call me Ron Perlman? Show me those pearly
Ron Perlman. Oh fuck. All right. Well, this has been a good start. I love this podcast so far. We should talk about sex for an hour and a half before we start every show.
We should talk about cum and Ron Perlman starting every show.
Yeah. The movie's bad though. It's very bad.
I heard it was pretty bad.
It's very, very bad.
Why does it go off the rails so hard?
Man, okay. My favorite thing about it is like, all right, so I'm watching it and it starts and there's the opening scene is like the effects aren't really good in it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, all right. The effects aren't great, but they're like, it's still stylized. It's like, this could work. You know, it's like, I'm like 2 minutes into the movie, I'm like already trying to justify, like, it's okay. This is going to be, it's all right. All right. Just because this one scene was not great doesn't mean that the whole thing's going to be horrible. And then the next scene is like,
I came beside her. She had her period pretty recently. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I'm sure it's okay.
It's weird, like the number of times that I have thought about pregnancy scares in a movie theater. There's no connection to it, but it's like in the moment where it's like, I don't know. There's just a moment where like you zone out during the trailers, and it's like, man, I hope I don't have a baby in there. But it's like the next scene was just straight up like, oh, fuck. Like, it is just shot so bad. Mm-hmm. What's it, David Harbour? Is that the guy from Stranger Things who played Hellboy? I think that's his name.
I don't know.
I bet he regrets that decision. I feel really bad for him because it's like he didn't really do a whole lot before Stranger Things, right?
So is the sheriff? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's him. I don't know. This is not a movie podcast. Yeah. So I don't fucking know.
No.
But it's like, if that is him, which I think it is, not a good follow up because it's like now everyone's going to be like, well, he's really good at playing a sheriff in the 80s.
Yeah, slinking back to Netflix.
Yeah. So, I mean, not a good movie. If you want to go, like, I really do honestly recommend it. Like, if you can go, like, at a dollar theater where there's, like, you and a bunch of friends go, that is the way to watch this movie because it is so bad that it is good. Like, there is a scene where it's, like, Hellboy's father, it's like, this is B movie, dude. This is, like, a B movie. The effects are so bad. They're very bad. Dennis and I tried to like figure out where the fucking budget went. Like, I don't know where it went. It was not the effects. I think honestly, the budget must have gone into trying to make Hellboy look like Ron Perlman. Like truly, I think that is like
because he was pretty fucking perfect.
he was perfect. Ron Perlman was perfect for it.
Like I almost, whenever I heard there was another one, I was just kind of like, why?
I know. The first two movies are so good.
Yeah.
They got me into the comics.
Especially, like, I thought the first one was pretty good. I thought the second one was fucking fantastic.
The second one is really good. I like the first movie better, but it's because...
David Hyde Pierce? Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's because the second movie is very bright. Mm-hmm. And I like how dark the first one is. Like, not like in tone, but like it's literally dark. There's a lot of shadow. Right. Yeah, cinematically, there's a lot of dark and shadow. Mm-hmm. And it's because like they use so many practical special effects in the first movie. And in the second movie, they use a lot more CG.
Oh, okay.
The CG is good. I think it's really good. But I think like because they use a lot of practical effects in the first movie, I mean, I think that has a lot to do with why it's so dark, which also happens to just work with the comic because the comic is very like stark. There's darkness, and then there are things for you to look at, but there's a lot of darkness.
Okay.
The movie's very bad. There is a scene in the movie where I swear to you, Hellboy's dad is filing down Hellboy's horns, and you can see the horn stub move. Like you can see it like twist on his forehead, and it's like, oh my god! Like no one saw this and was like, maybe his horn shouldn't move like that. Or it was a situation like, we're out of money. We don't have horn money. It's just gonna have to. It's just gonna have to move.
Sorry,
we're out of money.
Yeah, we blew it all. We blew it all. Like on the darkness isn't cheap, man.
Remember when we blew it all on Ron Perlman's face? It's kind of like that, but we just blew it on the movie scale. When you make a bad movie, that's what you call it. Oh man, it really came on Ron Perlman's. Shit.
Gone Girl pearls before Ron Perlman's face.
Gone Girl. Oh, fucking came on Ron Perlman. Damn it. I don't know. That might be a good movie. I've never seen it.
I don't know if I.
Well, I think we have a new thing we need to do.
That's true. I don't like that Ben Affleck is no longer Batman because I thought he was such a good Batman.
I haven't seen any of his.
I mean, it was not
stuff.
a good movie. He was by far the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
I was excited to see him like have a standalone Batman movie.
Yeah,
because I really like Affleck's angry Batman.
I didn't even know he was done. I've seen the Joker trailer. We talked about that, I think, on the last episode.
Yeah, I was skeptical until I saw it, and I was like, shit. I mean, that's definitely an Elseworlds tale, 100%. But like, that looks pretty good. I don't
know. I think that's a great trailer. I honestly think that trailer is really good. But it's like, as I was watching it, I was like, this movie, like, this is a good trailer, but looks like a boring movie.
Yeah.
It looks like what's happening.
Yeah, I guess you don't really know which direction. Maybe, I mean,
it's like there the point.
You don't know how Joker's going to go or what he's doing.
True. And it's like, but I do think like if anybody could pull off fucking creepy ass, it's Joaquin
Phoenix does look fucking super creepy.
Right,
yeah.
absolutely. Like when he's, I guess, with his mom or whatever, and it's like, yeah, okay. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. I've also been playing Barbecue Baron Drew Rowland of Hops and Heroes fame. He turned me on to a game called The Friends of Ringo Ishikawa. And it's an indie game that's on Steam and it's on Switch. And it is a River City Ransom-esque RPG. So it's a beat-em-up RPG that's set in Japan in, I assume, like the late 80s. And it is not a great game, but I really enjoyed it. And I think if you enjoyed River City Ransom and you like indie games and like those kind of like stories, I think you'd really like the game.
Okay,
it's worth checking out. I think it's like $15. I honestly don't think it's worth $15, but if you can pick it up for like $7, if you pick it up like half off or something, go for it. Yeah. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really good. It's $7 good.
Yeah. That's like, you could pay $1 for all Tadpog special content, but if they're running a sale and it's like 50 cents for all their, then do it.
Then definitely do it. Thanks to everybody, by the way, who gave feedback on the Suikoden fantasy movie casting that we did on Patreon recently. A lot more people liked it than I thought would like it.
Okay,
so
awesome.
That was
because I tried logging in on my phone and I couldn't without asking you.
That was you.
Yeah.
Every time someone tries to log in, I get an email and I was like, "There's no way this is Tyler again."
Yeah, it was me again. It wouldn't let me do it again. Like it does it does not trust my phone at all. So
bad phone. We've scanned it. Far too much pornography on it. Dave, They have a pornography phone trying to log into Patreon.
That's
Allow
not
it?
yours.
We know your fetishes, and these are slightly different.
It's like dark red and maroon. They're slightly different.
It's like burgundy and maroon. Which one are you? Which one am I? See, I think I'm maroon.
You think you're maroon? And
I think
burgundy?
I'm maroon. I think you're burgundy.
Do I have fancier tastes?
All right, maybe I'm
a
burgundy.
fancier pornography.
I was just basing it on the amount of probable hentai that it's consumed.
Oh, I had a brief hentai phase.
I'm like a roller coaster, baby. I'm always dipping in and out of that phase. Yeah.
Like I definitely had a hentai phase and a literotica phase.
I never had a literotica phase.
Yeah. Just because literotica, like, there's enough shit on there, like, whatever, you can really delve into what itch you want to scratch. So, plenty of weird shit.
Lots of content. Huge catalog.
Yeah, huge catalog of very specific breakdown for things.
Sounds like you're talking about hentai to me.
Well, yeah.
I mean, probably not as broad, because chances are, I mean, when you boil hentai down, it's pretty much the same thing.
Shit. Yeah.
It's pretty much anime girls getting fucked. I mean, that's pretty much, at the end of the day.
By their cousin, senpai,
Ron Perlman.
monster, Ron Perlman.
Senpai Perlman.
all the same character.
Perlman-chan, please.
Senpai Perlman-chan. As Hellboy, but with tentacles. Fine. Do it.
Yeah, there's some Cthulhu mythos and going on in there. That works. That checks out. I'm willing to, we could probably, you want to find Hellboy Literotica right now?
Oh, yeah. Fucking people with his horn nub. I'm sure it's a thing. I'm
Tentacles,
sure it's a thing.
Yeah, the whole, Now, I don't know if there's 2019 Hellboy Literotica in there. That probably hasn't hit yet.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, there's probably some Sons of Anarchy.
You know there
Ron
is.
Perlman and, shit.
I know.
Peggy Bundy.
Thank you. I don't know her. What's her name?
I know her
This is
name, but
horrible.
because I want to think about it, because I fucking love her. She's fantastic in everything she does.
She's great. Katie Seagal.
Katie Seagal, thank you. I'm sure there's some like
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, Ron Perlman and Steven Seagal. That's what I want.
I'd pay good money to watch them make out,
Me
and not
too.
for any sexual reason. Maybe a little.
Yeah,
There's a
definitely
little
sexual reason.
All right. Yeah, you're maroon.
I want to see who. Like, because they're gonna try to out alpha each other. So who comes out? Who turns out on bottom? That's what I want to see.
That's a really good question. I don't know.
We do our own version of celebrity death match. Only it's who turns into the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as far as look, one of them might want to be bottom.
That's true.
As far as
there's
we
wrong
know.
with that. I am envious of that kind of orgasm.
Yeah.
It eludes me.
One of
So,
them's maroon, one of them's burgundy.
Yeah.
It's just the way that it works.
Oh man. So Seventh Saga.
You want to talk about the Seventh
We're gonna
Saga?
talk about Seventh Saga, the
All right.
seventh one.
Yeah, man, I'm glad this is not the seventh game in a series. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
do you hear that?
I do. It is
What is?
It is Ron Perlman
Yes.
standing in the middle of a bunch of dudes, and he's very disappointed.
I think that's he probably would look disappointed.
You bunch of come on, somebody fucking nut on my chin.
You fucking nut monsters.
Look at this beard just ready to catch those swimmers.
I'm out.
They stick
I'm out. You went too
Come
far.
on. Come on.
You went too far. No, as soon as I can't.
What about you, glasses?
No, sir.
You losing it?
No, sir. It done lost. if you're speaking of my mighty erection, that has gone the way of
You're
the.
never gonna get this asshole of anarchy.
I don't want it, sir.
I'm the most brutal bottom you've ever met.
Okay. Can
My
I
asshole looks just like my face.
more beard?
It's got a chin.
I've had a lot of fun talking about coming on Ron Perlman, but
If you're not gonna jerk it, then read the damn Wikipedia article. Come on.
all right, Mr. Perlman, as you wish. Okay, guys, the Seventh Saga.
Perlman son, you son of a bitch.
Perlman-san. My apologies, Perlman-san.
Perlman sama.
My apologies, Perlman-sama. I'm rusty in my honorifics. I usually just skip to the good parts. The Seventh Saga, or as it's known in Japan, Elnar.
The sixth saga.
Yeah, they have a weird numbering issue.
Well, clearly Final Fantasy.
Right. It is known as Elnard in Japan.
El Nard, or in Spanish, the Nard.
The Nard dog. It's about Andy from The Office.
It's because this game is balls.
El Nard Perro. I realized I didn't roll my R's. It is a turn-based. Elnard is a turn-based role-playing video game developed by Produce. That is Produce with an exclamation mark, and published by Enix,
Which is the Japanese version of producers. Of the producers.
Of the producers. Yeah. I would love to see a Japanese production of the producers. What? I don't think they could do Springtime for Hitler.
No, it'd be.
I think that's a no-no. They probably don't want to touch on anything in World War II, is my guess.
I'm trying to think, who was the Japanese leader in World War II? I couldn't even tell you. Is it Hitler, Mussolini, like
Emperor Japan Man?
Emperor?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Springtime for Emperor Japan Man.
Yeah. Look, if I don't love this podcast for anything else, it's exposing my ignorance to, just general high school information. It was published by Enix. I used to say Enix, now I say Enix. Fucking deal with it, I guess.
Oh, shit.
For the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in 1993.
It's pretty early on for the Super Nintendo.
It is. I think the SNES came out in 91. This was like a mid 93 release. And that's pretty much it.
All right.
It's going to be slim pickings for a lot of these games that we do because,
we've done the alleged best already, so
right?
I'm sure we'll find some hidden gems, but
like Final Fight 2.
Yeah,
I still stand by. I think Final Fight 2 should have been on IGN's top 100 SNES games instead of Final Fight. So yes, I'm looking forward to finding the gems. Unfortunately, I don't feel like I found one.
No.
In Elnard.
Well, I wonder if Elnard could have been a top 100 Super Famicom game, but the US version is certainly not a top 100 SNES game. I feel like this game really could have been something. There are elements to this that I am extremely, extremely impressed with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, holy fuck, that's good. That's brilliant. That sounds like so much fun.
I'm with you. I got sucked into this game in the beginning because of these elements. I'm assuming we're talking about the same thing. Like the fact that you can. I like RPGs where it's like. It's interesting to me. Like the whole beginning, the whole thing is set up where it's like, okay, there's a king. And the king has 7 apprentices. And he's like, okay, apprentices, I've trained you. Now, there are 7 runes out there. Go find them. And whoever finds them all is my favorite. I don't know. I don't know what happens, but he's essentially like, you're my favorite. You're my Ron Perlman. You find them all, you're my Ron Perlman.
Yeah. Or I'll be your Ron Perlman, whichever way you want to do it.
You get the runes, you get to choose. You're the daddy now. I'm still the king, but you're the daddy. And it is like, what I like about it is you can choose to play as any of these 7 apprentices. And I think that's really neat. They're all different.
Oh, it's like, and I'll compare it to like Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy,
please
where you pick your whole party.
Yeah.
But the story is the same no matter who you pick for your party.
In Final Fantasy.
Right. But 7th Saga, there are lots of little differences and big differences in who you pick.
Depending on who you pick.
So the story is different. It's different enough that I think it's worth playing
multiple times.
Yeah.
Unless it's impossible to get through. Which it is.
Which it was fucking ruined out of the fear the Japanese had for the Nintendo rental market.
Yeah.
Ruined this fucking game.
Because,
This could have been a top 100. This could have been like a super beloved, in my opinion, it could have been a super beloved SNES RPG. It absolutely could have. But man, the fear of the rental market fucking killed it.
And it does have a cult following. Like I know this game has a cult following, and I know that like anytime I see a game that has randomizers for it, I know it's like, okay, this game has a following. And 7th Saga has a randomizer for it, where it's like certain elements are, swapped around. We all understand the basic concept, I think. But it's like, it's one of those where it's like, man, I'm not mad at you, 7th Saga. I'm just disappointed because I do see the potential in the game. And it's like, I got sucked into the game because it's like, I love the idea of starting out. I get to choose a character and then I go, it's very basic as far as the setup goes. It's NES style. Go to a town, get a clue about a dungeon's location, go to the dungeon, do the dungeon, go to the next town, get a clue about the next dungeon, go to that dungeon. It's very much that.
Yep.
For the most part. But
yeah, I feel like it has more branches to it than like say Lufia 2, which I love Lufia 2.
Played.
But fuck if Lufia 2 isn't castle, dungeon, castle, move across a bridge, castle, dungeon, castle, move across a bridge, castle, dungeon, castle. Like it is so new character, castle, dungeon, bridge. Like it's incredibly the same thing 6 times back to back to back to back. Like,
yeah.
I love the game, but man, when I replayed it again as an adult, it was just like, holy fuck. Like, branch out a little bit. But Seventh Saga, like, they do enough. They were doing better things than Lufia 2 did when it comes to, like, varying the story a little bit.
And the world seemed connected in Seventh Saga. Because it's like you go to a town and they mention things like, oh, the boat hasn't shipped from this other town. Like, they reference the other places in the world, which I think is really nice.
And each one, they'll talk about its different economy and how they, like, the world feels epic and big.
Yeah, it does.
And then depending on who you're playing, you have different options.
It definitely feels big because it's that's what she said. And it's because like when a lot of times you have to travel a long way. Like when you're given that clue where it's like, oh, there's a dungeon to the west. Sometimes you're gonna be walking for a very long time. Like there are times where I'm walking and it's like there is absolutely no way that I'm headed the right direction. That was a mistranslation. They said west and clearly meant east because I've been walking west for like 5 minutes, which in RPG overworld time is the equivalent of 18 days.
Yep.
And I still haven't hit the town. And then it's like every time I get that feeling, I see the town pop up in your crystal ball because you're given a crystal ball at the very beginning of the game by the king. It's your world map.
It
almost.
is. It's like a mini map. Yeah.
And it has certain other cool functions to it. I don't feel like it works as well as it should. Like, because it shows you there are no enemies on the map. You can't see your random encounters like you can in Chrono Trigger.
Right. Not like in Chrono Trigger.
But in your crystal ball, then you can see them in their proximity to you.
They're little white dots that move around.
Yeah, so theoretically, you could avoid them.
But you can't.
I watched a tool-assisted speed run where they were able to go through a whole dungeon and not get a random encounter.
Oh, my God.
Which I can't imagine.
No,
but
a human doing. Yeah. Anytime I manage to, like, juke any monster in that game like that I see on the crystal ball, like, it is like one of those where it's like, fuck yes, and then I'm in an encounter. It's like another one gets me.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a high random encounter rate.
Super high. Like, I mean, and you can't avoid. Like, so when I first started playing this game, here's my random encounter story with Seventh Saga. I was playing this game, enjoying it, but it was late. It was super late, and I have a tendency to fall asleep. I get narcoleptic when I play RPGs. And it's like I would doze off. I was on the overworld, not in a dungeon. I was just standing outside of a town. I would like doze off, wake up, and I'm in a battle. Because it doesn't matter like if you're moving or not on the overworld. You can stand still and a monster will come attack you. I'd wake up, I'm in a fight, I fight the monster, fall asleep again, and then wake up and I'm in combat again. And it's just like this vicious fucking cycle like over and over again to the point where I had to be like, I gotta go to town and save and go to bed because I can't fucking do this anymore.
Because let's see. Because I remember in Breath of Fire, when I played the original OG Breath of Fire, I got waxed early on a few times, like just kind of trying to immediately start out and wander to the next town. Like Ryu is incredibly weak when you start off, so I had to like stay close to the initial area and grind on like one slime at a time.
Oh, grind on that slime.
Yeah, grind on that slime and go back to the inn and save.
There's
and
a hentai
rest
for
and
that.
Shit. Goo girls. We haven't mentioned Goo girls in a long time.
Goo girls.
But I remember that being the only RPG experience I can even start to compare because, of course, I just mentioned we didn't explain like the Japanese were because you can't. It's not a rental games aren't a thing in Japan.
Right, I butted in. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But whenever they heard they were here, they were afraid like, oh, well, no one's going to buy our game. They're going to rent it once. And that's going to be it.
Right.
So they wanted to make it where you couldn't beat it during a rental. So what was already considered to be a difficult game, they really cranked up the difficulty.
Let's artificially increase the difficulty.
Yep. And then they restructured the leveling system. So then it was much longer to progress and get spells and get stronger. Like
you get abilities much later than you would in the Japanese version.
They made it a fucking nightmare.
The enemies are tougher. I think the random encounter rates are higher as well. And the cherry on top of it is, remember those 6 other apprentices that we mentioned? You have to fight those 6 other apprentices. Not all of them, but you do have to fight some of them. Like some of them are required fights. They're treated as bosses.
Yeah, you'll have like a rival, and then like you'll want to get the runes from the other ones because you're all out searching.
Right.
So, but yeah, they will give them. If you played them, they couldn't cast healing spells on themselves.
Right.
But when they're your enemy, fuck yeah, they know super powerful healing spells and are much higher level than you, no matter what.
They're not. No, they're the same level.
Oh, they are?
They're the same level.
Oh.
But they didn't change the Japanese leveling structure for them as bosses. So when you fight them, they are like, they're supposed to be at your power level, but they are so far. And that's what makes it worse is like, they're always your level. They match it. They're always your level. So it doesn't matter if you grind for 5 hours and gain 1 level, because that's pretty much how long it takes to gain a level in this game. That is an exaggeration, but not a huge exaggeration.
Yeah.
No matter how much you grind, if you gain a level, they gain a level. And when they gain a level, they gain access to more spells than you can.
Yeah.
So it is just like, oh my God. Like, I played the game as the demon, of course, because he is the coolest. He's a demon, for fuck's sake. So of course I chose him. And his rival, I guess, is the equivalent of a white mage in Final Fantasy. He's a cleric. Valsu, I think his name is. He's like a cleric dude in a green robe. And
the best healer in the game.
Yes. Yeah, best healer in the game. Healer. I want to emphasize that. He's the best healer in the game. So this is cool. I like this. Okay, so as I'm traveling as the demon, who I named Jeppy, of course. I don't even know his real name because like Jeppy, all capital letters. Jeppy the demon. Here we go. On an adventure. Jeppy's gonna get the runes. So Jeppy is doing his thing, slowly progressing, slowly getting runes, and it's like, okay, this is a very slow game, but I do feel like if I play it carefully and really focus on leveling and make sure I buy items and use items, I got to break Dave habits. I got to use items. So I'm doing everything that I can to like just do this right. I get 2 runes. Perfect. I find out where the 3rd rune is. And
the runes aren't static artifacts. They're good, usable items you will want to use a lot.
Exactly.
Which is very different.
You can reuse like the water rune to heal yourself. You can use the wind rune to teleport between cities. They're great. They're wonderful. I've got 2 runes, and all of a sudden, Valsu is like, give me those runes. And it's like, no, we're in a fight. He fucking annihilates me. Like, I mean, it is like no contest. Like, it is in like 3 rounds. He like buffs himself a second time. I cast my most powerful spell on him. I just got Fireball, and I'm all like, motherfucker, you've messed with me the wrong time. I just got Fireball. I cast Fireball. It dealt 3 points of damage. It dealt 3 fucking points of damage.
Oh.
And it was just like, when that happened, it was like, I am dead. And then the 3rd round after he buffed, he fucking one-shot me. Like, he one-shot me. And it was like, that sucked. And then, like, I wake up and, because you don't die in this game. Every time you get to 0 HP, you wake up in the inn that you were last at, where you saved. And I wake up and it's like, oh, it seems like something's missing. Oh, missing the 2 runes. And it's like, I tried to fight him. Then I freaked out because I'm like, okay, I got to go fight Valsu. I'm going to bring all these items. I'm going to do the best I can to get them back. Died again. I was like, all right, now there's no way I can do this, but I'll try again. Tried again, died. I'm like, I'll try one more time. He was gone, and I never saw him again. I don't know where he is. I don't know if I can get these runes back.
Yeah.
Like, he was.
And this game is sort of like that. Like, elements change. You don't know, so you don't know. Like,
which is cool.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like a roguelike because it's like elements are constantly changing. I do feel like this game was like designed so that it could be played in a quick amount of time. The Japanese version, I feel like, was designed so you could play it in a quick amount of time, like maybe 8 or 12 hours, and then replay it as another character.
Yeah.
But like when it was brought to North America, they fucked this game up, dude, because it's like
they ruined it. They literally ruined it.
I was 25 hours into this game, and I think I was probably maybe almost halfway through it, and I was to a point where it was like I had to cheese my way through a boss fight to get the star rune, the third rune. Like, this is how fucked up the game is. I had to Jeppy, not powerful at all. Like, I'm sorry. People have told me that Jeppy is like one of the most powerful demons in the land. Mm-hmm. He's fucking not. He is not.
Yeah, because didn't somebody tell you in like Twitch that he was actually a really bad character to choose?
Everyone's on the fence about Jeppy because it's like, and they go either way. They're like, I don't know his real name, but Jeppy is either the best or he's the worst. And trust me, he's the fucking worst. He's the worst.
I read he is the worst companion to have.
Yeah.
Because he will just turn on you at a moment's notice frequently. Like,
well, he's a demon.
Yeah. He's a demon.
That's
the way he's supposed to. That's one of his things.
But I chose the elven companion. She's another apprentice. Her name is Isuna. Mm-hmm. Very easy to remember because of the healing spell in Final Fantasy. Yep. And it is like, she's great. She's a healer. And she's casting spells that are just like dealing triple the damage that Jeppy is dealing. And it's like, this is not fair. She can heal too. Jeppy can't heal.
Yeah, because I read that she was one of the best companions that you could have.
The problem. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
The problem I ran into is now we're in a 2-caster situation. Jeppy's a black mage, kinda. I mean, he's more like, guess like, I don't know. He's not great.
Sort of a red mage.
More of like, yeah, probably like more like a red mage. Mm-hmm. And then it's like you have Asuna, who is also a sorcerer or a caster. So it's like you either defeat the enemies immediately or they do kill you. Because it's like if you don't knock them out in a round, buckle up because it's gonna get messy.
Because I read like Asuna is really effective because she has some of the highest. She has enough magic that you can drop powerful nukes. And her speed is super high, so she usually goes first. But she's also almost impossible to play as because she starts off so weak. And this game is, like, you will start off this game and, like, trying to find one single bird who will nearly wipe you or just outright kill you from the very get-go. It's like you need to get a little lucky to even beat one to get a little experience. Like, and it's that rinse and repeat till you just get a little stronger, go a little further out, and then grind a little bit more.
I can beat the bird.
Yeah.
I can beat the bird.
Because it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
and like
it's tough.
Because I mean, this game I might have been into it as a kid whenever I had endless time.
Me too.
This is the worst fucking game to play as a busy adult. The worst fucking game. Because it is so intensely grind heavy and not rewarding for the grind.
I enjoyed this game to a point. I did enjoy the game, even with the grinding and everything. Like, I honestly enjoyed the grinding. Normally, I don't, but because I had heard this game is so difficult, it made it fun for me because it's like, okay, this is a challenge. This game has a reputation as a difficult RPG. Let's see how I do. If it was just an issue of grinding, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but it does seem unfair that you're fighting the other apprentices who are vastly superior to your character. And it like almost, it's weird. It's this like weird catch-22 because it's like, okay, if they are always the same level as you, it would make more sense to fight them at lower levels, right? Because then they don't have access to a whole bunch of spells. But the irony in it is, in order to get to them, you have to travel over land and you have to level, otherwise you're going to get butt fucked by every monster on the way there.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to get to them.
Yeah, so that's why, like, Asuna and the White Mage is like, don't even fucking try. Don't fucking try. Be the most boring character who is this knight.
The knight, and have Isuna as your companion.
Yep, Asuna or the White Mage. Have one that heal you, and you just, like, play it the boring way.
And see, like, by the time I figured that out, I was probably 10 hours into the game, and it was like, fuck, I don't want to start this game all over from the beginning. So I'm just going to try to push through.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, there was no winning in that situation.
But I mean, I love how you pick your who you're going to be. All right. So you automatically have a rival, you have people you have to fight, and you have people who will ally with you.
Right.
And every character you choose, that lineup changes. And it's not like your playthrough will be the same for every game because there is like at some point a rune that like destroys a city. A rune that destroys a city, and whoever uses that rune is randomized, but it can never be Isuna or Lux. Like, the rumor being like, okay, a female character and a robot who talks in all caps. They didn't want to make special dialogue, so boom, they just can't be the one who does that.
Right.
And then a ship for you to take between cities, any human character can take, but if you're playing an inhuman character, you have to go like a tunnel underground.
Right.
Which makes it a lot longer.
Right.
Or if you're playing as the dwarf, there is sort of a powerful cavern far later in the game that it's helpful for you to go there as early as possible. He's sort of famous, so somebody recognizes him early on in the game and gives him that key to that way far dungeon much later on.
Hey, you're the dwarf. Look, everybody, it's the dwarf. Should I give him this key?
Let's give him keys.
Dwarves love keys, don't you? Hey, little guy, how's it going? Here's the key. The guys told me you'd really like it.
Which, and then like other little instances, like the demon will always betray you a lot as your companion.
Oh, Jeppy.
Or sometimes you can trade out companions. But when you do that, there's a chance if you go back and try to get them back again, well, they're pissed off now, so they're not gonna join you. No, fuck off.
There's even a chance when you first meet them. It took me forever to recruit Isuna because it's like the way the game works is I talk to her and she'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I'm not having much luck getting these runes," and it's like, okay, I'll talk to her again. She's not having luck getting the runes. She probably wants to team up. Oh, I sure am having a rough time getting these runes, and so I'm like, fuck, is she not recruitable? And I looked it up. It's like because Jeppy cannot heal himself without items, or like he does have like a drain spell that works
never
15% of the time, or never.
I watched you try to use drain spells a lot, and they never worked. Yeah. That sage fucking drains your MP like all the fucking time, but you could never get a point of it back.
No, it doesn't happen. It's like, I guess I'll just eat some magic herb and gain 40 MP back. Meanwhile, the sage is like siphoning off chunks of 60 MP like per cast.
Yep.
But yeah, so I looked it up and it's like, sometimes they don't want to join you. Go kill 5 enemies, come back, and their dialogue will change. And sure enough, you go out, kill 5 enemies, come back, and she's like, you want to fight? And it's like, no, I don't want to fight. Because if you fight a companion, first of all, you're not going to win. Because they're going to wipe the fucking floor with you. Secondly, if God decides to deign you the right to win against that NPC, they're gone forever. You can't recruit them. They're dead. So it's like, okay, she wants to fight. I'll go out to town. I'll fight 5 more birds, come back. And she's like, sure, I'm not having much luck finding these runes. And it's like, God damn it. I swear I did that for an hour. And then finally she's like, hey, would you like to team up? It's like, yes, fucking please.
Which, I mean, I like that you can do that. I mean, that... Because it is sort of like, it has roguelike elements that shit can just change.
I like that.
Your playthroughs can be different. What I don't like it when any game does this. When you die and lose half your money. That sucks. Usually there's a way to stop. Either do that or don't do that. Don't do that and give me a way to stop it. That is annoying.
Yeah, there is a way to stop it. That is annoying.
Which, like, that's though, if you do this really boring thing that makes it not fun and you won't suffer the effects, like, that's fucking dumb. Either do it or don't do it.
Because you can buy gems for, like, if you have 100 gold, you can buy an opal for 100 gold. When you die, you lose half of your cash on you, but you don't lose gems. So the strategy is you can sell that opal back for 100 gold. You're not losing any money. Essentially, gems in this game is your bank. You can only stack 9 of each type of gem. There's like opals, there's emeralds, there's rubies. They're all worth different values. It's a cool idea, but it is very tedious to buy all the gems. Honestly, like, if I could use one word to sum up the 7th Saga, it would be tedious. It's a tedious game. And that's a real fucking shame, because I do honestly feel like there is a good game there.
Yeah.
It's just been absolutely fucked with. Like, it has just been...
It's sad.
It is.
It's so, like, they could have had a hit on their hands and they just, out of their panic and greed, they fucking ruined it.
Yeah. They were too busy asking themselves if they could, and they didn't stop to ask themselves if they should.
Yeah. I mean, just so I'm not being super biased, like, I also hate that Earthbound does that. Like, don't fucking take half of Ness's money unless I put it back in the ATM. Just fucking either do it or don't do it.
It's different. I honestly feel like it's different because money is such a non-issue in Earthbound. Like, honestly, I feel like there have only been like, when I was playing Earthbound, I felt like there were 2 points in the game where it's like, oh man, I really have to think about money right now.
Yeah.
But like in 7th Saga, I'm constantly thinking about money because it's like, okay, I'm going to get to the next town and I'm going to have to raise 5,000 gold in order to upgrade my equipment. All right. Each of these enemies gives me 150 gold. So, I mean, it's like,
God.
And if you lose it, it's like, well, I mean, I've lost over 2,000 gold in a death before. And it's just like, fuck. But on the other hand, it's also like, well, I need to gain more levels anyway because this game is super hard. So,
well, it's like, whenever you go to Medina Village in Chrono Trigger and they'll sell you their awesome gear, but it's super fucking expensive. Well, imagine that every town is that in 7th Saga and everything's super expensive and it takes forever and you finally save up and it raises your AC by a point.
Man, I bought some armor that like cost me 4,200 gold. Took me, I mean, without exaggeration, probably took like 35 minutes to get the money to buy it. And it does increase my defense by 2. And it's like, I don't know enough about this game to know if that's a lot, but it does not seem like a lot. And then guess what? It's not a lot because you go out on your way to the next town, like the enemies you face are just like, you got to grind. You got to grind for 2 hours before you get past me.
Because I feel like anything that is a cult hit means something when it's a good product that something just went wrong with. Like Earthbound is a cult hit because its advertising was fucking dog shit and swept under the rug. And this is a good game, but they fucked with it to the point where it was almost unplayable for anybody like starting off. And yeah, fuck it. Like there's something, anything cult, that's my opinion. Anything cult is something good that somehow got ruined.
The good news is that we can play the Japanese version, and that
is something I'm interested to see, like a English patch for the Japanese version.
Well, I was just about to say, I don't think you really even need, like, this game does not have much dialogue in it. Like, for the most part, if you know where you need to go, you can play this game.
Like you playing the Naruto fighting game on GameCube.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, I don't know, Google 7th Saga translations, and then you're good to go because it's like, the amount of dialogue in this game is very small. It's mainly, obviously, in towns talking to NPCs. And for the most part, it's not helpful information anyway. The translation wasn't very good.
I've heard it's supposed to be like a somber, serious game, but the translation is so bad it's comical.
Yeah, absolutely. There are moments that are absolutely comical. And it's also, I'm glad you say comical because it's like, for the most part, I really like the music in this game. The music is very, very good.
Yeah, I listen to the soundtrack.
But it's not like, it has moments that are just like, it kind of feels out of place. Like the battle music, I think, is really good, but it almost has this like sci-fi feel to it, which it doesn't help that all the battles are like Phantasy Star style, where it's you and your companion, you're like the camera is back behind them and all the monsters are in front. So it's very much like Phantasy Star. And then it's also playing this like, what I think is like sci-fi music behind it. So it gives this like weird vibe. And also there are moments where it's like the music can go from like dramatic and great to like absolutely just like, and there's this dramatic moment where you bring water back to a town. You bring a digger all the way to this town. And he digs a hole, and like as he's digging the hole, it's like, and it like goes on forever.
The Weekend Cup music starts playing,
right? And it's like I was playing it, and Nikki was like in the chair watching me play, and then like she looked at me, and she's like, did the game break? Like it went that long. And then my answer was, I don't know. I maybe it did break, and it didn't. It's like
just weird.
It's just very weird. It's just weird.
I just got a text from Choco Chica. Sorry to bother you, but do you know who this Dove chocolate bar is for that's just laying here?
What'd you say?
It's like, that's for you, Dave. Got that for you.
Before we recorded, I went to Dollar General, and before then I asked you if you wanted anything, and you said you wanted a pineapple juice. And then I asked Choco Chica if she wanted anything, and she said no. And I was like, you don't want any chocolate or anything? She's like, I just want weird chocolate. I was like, okay. So when I went to Dollar
Yeah, she's
General,
like, you guys have any packages with any chocolate in it? It's like, well, Janie Michelle sent us that chocolate dick, but I don't think your mom wants you to have that.
I went to Dollar General and I literally, like, the girl behind the counter was like, did you find everything you need? And I was like,
Any weird chocolates?
I did. Yeah, I said I'm at a friend's house and his little girl wants weird chocolate.
Sir, was she hitting on you? You shouldn't do that.
Is weird chocolate a code? Should I be calling the police right now?
There's a lot of weird chocolate here. Please. That just makes it sound like I shit all over the house.
Hello,
I
911.
endangered I put floor turds like Arthur style everywhere. The girls are like, there's a lot of weird chocolate.
So much weird chocolate. The closest thing I could find to weird chocolate at Dollar General was Dove.
That's good chocolate. It's good chocolate. They make good soap and good chocolate.
Yeah, right. Pretty decent deodorant too. I use that Dove
That's
deodorant.
true. I do
That
too.
Dove Plus Men.
Yeah, that's what I've got. Melissa loves it.
We have a new sponsor, Dove Plus Men.
That'd be awesome.
Dove, hit us up.
Let us know.
I don't know how you feel about Ron Perlman, but
How do you feel about coming on Ron Perlman?
hopefully liberal. Hopefully you feel pretty liberal about Ron Perlman.
I don't know. I think it's pretty bipartisan coming on Ron Perlman. John McCain and Bernie Sanders shake hands over coming on Ron Perlman.
Crossing the aisle, baby. Look, we don't agree on much, but we do
They
agree.
call me the Maverick of coming on Ron Perlman.
Paid for by Ron Perlman for president. Weird platform, Ron, but I like it. I think it might pay off. I think I'd vote for Ron Perlman.
I'll let anybody come on my face except Donald Trump. Never liked Ron Perlman. So sad. I could come on his face all day long. He used to beg me, please, Mr. Trump, come on my face. And I was like, no.
It's true. It's true. We could go to prison. We could go to prison for that, Tyler.
Maybe.
Yeah, we could go to prison for that. I'm not going to edit
I'll
it out.
cancel my Fox News spot.
Yeah, I'm not going to edit it out because we're that punk rock. I'm willing to risk it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, when it comes to coming on Ron Perlman's face, I'll let nothing stand between me. Man, that is a bit that is never going to get old.
Nope.
I'm gonna ride that.
Welcome to our next shirt. It's just Ron Perlman's head, but he has like Homer's anime eyes, and he's licking his lips.
Mr. Sparkle. I thought it was like, like in a shooting
Mr.
gallery.
Perlman-sama.
In a shooting gallery where you got like the thug guy that like pops out. It's like that. And it's just a target. Just a target.
Oh, man.
Things are gonna get sexy in the boudoir, as they tend to do. Honey, I'd like for you to put this shirt on.
Like you put this mask on.
I am going to call you Ron. I hope you're okay with that. And she's like, please call me Mr. Perlman. I insist.
You put on this motorcycle vest and pants.
As you wish.
These Hellboy horns and a mask.
Yeah. I'm going to file those horns.
Yeah, you know.
I'm going to file them horns.
I'm going to like, come off. Oh, what else do we want to say about Seventh Saga?
There's a cool effect in the game until it happens a lot, which it does happen a lot. When you're on the overworld and you get into a battle, it transitions into the battle screen via Mode 7. It uses the Mode 7 technology in the Super Nintendo to zoom up and out and then back down, and you're in the fight. So I think that's really neat. The problem is it takes forever to transition. So it's like as many random encounters as you're getting in, you see this effect probably like, I don't know, a billion times a minute is probably not an exaggeration. And every time it happens, it probably takes like 6 seconds to get in the battle. It's not like in Final Fantasy where it's just like, you're in.
Yeah.
So for a game that requires you to grind a lot, it does seem like it's just in the way.
Put a lot of quality of life behind it. Mm-hmm. Just like one thing I hate about Fallout 4 was I had to have so many generators I couldn't fucking hear anything in town over the just thunderous of dozens and dozens of motors.
That's realism, baby.
Yeah, it's true.
That's realism. They're not whisper quiet.
No.
I assume I don't own a generator.
I don't either.
I know a lot of people
about
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the ice storm that we had. A lot of people own generators because they all bought them when they didn't have power.
Yep. For weeks.
For weeks. Yeah. We are not suited for snow.
Apocalypse. Yeah. We can do like an inch. That's it. We got the shallowest vaginas ever.
Yeah. That is, yeah. Hey, it's treasure.
Yeah, shallow snow ginas.
It's my nickname in high school. Shallow Snowgina. Didn't make a lot of sense then. Then the ice storm happened. I get it. That's what I get for going to Precog High.
That's a long walk. That was good. That was good.
Do we need to talk about the other characters? There's a robot in this game that you can play
Lux,
as.
who speaks in all caps. He's interesting because he's like there are like 30 left of his kind.
Yeah.
An ancient race made him, and his race deletes old memories to make new ones, so no one remembers their original purpose anymore.
And all the apprentices have a goal that they want to achieve with all the 7 runes, and his is he just wants to know where he fucking came from. He just wants to know his history.
Yep.
Jeppy's is he wants to fucking rule with an iron fist. And I think Valsu's is just like, I don't know, man, I just want to help people.
Just
Except for that demon, I'm going to steal his fucking
ass.
And then there's an alien.
Yep. I read the translation was more like an outsider or someone who's been shunned.
Is it because all of his bones are growing out of his body? Motherfucker looks like Marrow's granddad.
He does. Whenever I saw in his attack, he always attacks by lighting his arm on fire and then punching somebody.
Look, if you're gonna punch somebody, you might as well light it on fire first.
That's something like one of Josh's D&D barbarians would do.
I almost played as his name is Willem Palin.
Yes.
Willem Palin.
Sarah's great grandfather.
Yes. Who just happens to be if Akuma from Street Fighter fucked Marrow from X-Men. That's their child. Wilma.
Perfect. There's the night guy who is pretty generic. A dwarf who is very strong but low, has some magic.
Olvan Jess.
Yeah.
Olvan.
Then Asuna, of course. Talked about the white mage, Lux. Oh, did you get everybody? Is that everybody?
That's it, man.
Okay.
Knight, dwarf, elf, alien, robot, healer, and demon.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like a Guar concert.
Like every gangbang I've ever been to. You don't want to mess with Fuck Unicorn, man. You were not ready for Fuck Unicorn.
No one's ready for Fuck Unicorn. Screw-unicorns. Link in the show notes. One of my favorite videos. Great video.
Nice. We can bring it back even further, throw some cake farts in there.
I haven't thought about cake farts in a long time.
Yeah, you're welcome. When you say screw-unicorns, I think of cake farts and that pterodactyl porn where they're full costume pterodactyl with their dicks out.
Yeah, but
fuck a woman.
I know what you're talking about. Screw-unicorns is a whole nother level, though, because it's how are girls this good looking? They're having fun with this, and I like it. They love the screw-unicorn.
And you go to any meth house and you offer a little bit of meth, so you'll just see what happens.
No, these girls weren't even methy.
Yeah, like starter meth.
Starter methy. Baby meth.
Baby meth. Yeah.
Sylvan Learning Center meth.
all the girls that Jesse has sex with in Breaking Bad. Like the good methy ones.
All right. Okay. Before it catches up.
Yeah, before it catches up. Yeah. Stage 1.
Stage 1.
I mean, that's all I really got to say about Seventh Saga. If you got anything else.
That's generally it. This game had a spiritual successor, which we will get to. Mm-hmm. So we get to look forward to playing Mystic Arc, which is a spiritual successor. I hope it's better. I hope they fix some of these issues. I'm not really super feeling like they did because I haven't heard of Mystic Arc.
Yeah.
So it's usually not a great sign. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. That's just something we're going to have to deal with when we go through this is we're going to be playing a lot of bad SNES games and we're going to be playing some heartbreaking ones like Seventh Saga because this is one I'm with you, man.
So much wasted potential.
I agree.
You got any achievements?
I got a couple.
All right.
I got a couple. Some of these, I got 2 that came in from Twitch chat. The first one is 420 raise it. And in order to unlock 420 raise it, you need to raise a character at the church. Anytime your character dies or your companion dies, you can either use a magic water, which costs 1,200 gold, or you can bring them to a town and resurrect them at the church. And it costs about 400 gold. It's still like a mistake. Like, you don't want to die. You don't get free reses. It's in some situations I have been like, I've done the math where it's like, okay, would it be more cost effective for me to have both characters die in this battle? When one dies, would it be more cost effective to also have Isuna die or bring Jeppy to town to resurrect him? So this game makes you do math. And that achievement came from Kanaha. Thank you, Kana. Next achievement comes from Tom Goodman. I call him Tommy Tuba. No one else can. All right?
All right.
It's fair. It is 7th Sage. In order to unlock 7th Sage, you need to get wiped by sages while wishing you were playing something else. Tom watched me stream this game on Sunday where I literally spent 3 hours trying to level. And
I watched part of that too.
So, that's kind of what this game is. And the sages are very tough. They drain all your MP and then cast an AoE spell that will kill both of your party members in one shot.
Yep.
It sucks. And then the last achievement that comes from me is Wolfman's got Elnards. In order to unlock Wolfman's got Elnards, you got to play with a Wolfman, or you can, I guess, play the Spanish version of the game, which probably exists. There's probably a Spanish translation.
Probably.
Elnards.
I've got 2.
What do you got?
The first one is the Luxor Hotel, and as Lux, collect 50k in gems.
Okay.
And the other being and my axe, and you recruit the dwarf as a companion.
All right. I love it. What do your elven eyes see? Recruit Isuna.
There you go. Perfect.
Recruiter next to a large body of water. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pun.
Okay.
It's a sea pun. Ocean, yeah.
Okay. Let ocean sea. Okay.
I have a gun. I like saying it with different inflections.
That's your range. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I
love showcasing my range, my acting range on TADPOG.
You got to hone your craft, man.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
My favorite quote by Brandon Eves to Jacob York ever, talking about acting, and Brandon telling him, "Hey man, it's got to hone the craft." And just the fire behind Jacob's eyes whenever he was telling him what to do. It was sweet. Oh, it was sweet.
Tyler, let me tell you a thing about cooking.
Man, you gotta get there. Just gotta cook, man. Just hone that craft.
You gotta sometimes the eggs aren't gonna flip easy. You know what I like to do when the ramen calls for 2 cups of water? Put a cup in.
That's pretty good. There you go.
And get some sticky noodles.
I don't remember what question Zach asked Jacob one day about acting. I remember Jacob.
I wish you did.
Jacob, we were driving. Maybe we were at DragonCon in a car, and Jacob was trying to park, and Zach innocently asked Jacob this question.
Yeah.
And Jacob slams on the brakes.
Get out,
Zach. That's like asking the difference between forks and sandwiches.
Also, I have a gun. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
First of all, I love you.
I love you.
I'm glad that we do this show.
Me too.
And I appreciate you being very comfortable because I have a gun. Mm-hmm. I know you're not a gun guy.
No.
So it makes me feel very welcome in your home.
Yeah.
Before we close...
the only guy that can stop a bad guy with a gun breaking into my home is to have a good guy with a gun in my home.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
I saw it on Nickelodeon. I did. Yep. Linda Ellerby. She told me.
Linda Ellerby, and if you didn't have that, Mavis Beacon also made you type that.
And then when I captured Carmen Sandiego, the chief also told me that.
the chief in the game show. Because you pull up her magnifying glass. Remember, sleuths? They look like it's some bad guy with the gun.
I don't understand, Chief. Do you want me to shoot Carmen Sandiego or not? Look, I've had a rough time fighting her. I don't know what's going on.
Come on, sleuths. Grab your nines and murder Carmen Sandiego.
Chief, this is really muddy water. I don't know what you want me to do.
She's an international thief.
Chief.
Interpol has said we can kill her.
Will I be exonerated?
She stole the Grand Canyon. Kill her.
God damn it. I want that to be a movie. That is like, dude, you could spin that as like somebody's trip. Like somebody like goes into like a fit. And it's like, oh, you know that guy who murdered 15 people? He thought the chief from Carmen Sandiego was telling.
Oh,
I'm sorry, you stole the Grand Canyon. Now I want to call the Cthulhu Carmen Sandiego game.
yes, please. Oh, what? You don't want me to steal Notre Dame? Fine. I'll destroy it.
Too soon.
Too soon?
Too soon. Fortunately, I have a gun and I can end this podcast whenever I want to.
Okay.
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
Again, I love you. I want to emphasize that.
I love you.
And I tell you that because these questions are going to be difficult. They're going to be hard to answer. You're going to have to like really reach down. You're going to have to like spend some time and really reflect in order to answer them properly.
Okay.
I also want to remind you that this is our first step on our journey towards doing an episode on all 725 Super Nintendo games. So this is serious.
Yes. All right.
I don't want any, I need you to be in the moment. I need you to be present.
All right.
Okay?
I'm here. I
All
gotcha.
right. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
I would
You don't have to tell me why,
Okay.
but I do need the beard. If you could answer me soon, I'd appreciate it.
I would give it the stubbly beard of that guy who originally played Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
The guy who originally played Marty McFly in Back to the Future?
Yep. He was originally Michael J. Fox was not the original cast.
So you're talking about the cast member.
Right.
It's Nick Nolte. That's not true.
I was about to say, I'm trying to think of, that's not his name, but
It's a joke. It was Ron Perlman.
yeah.
All along. I would love to watch a Back to the Future with Ron Perlman. Everything is exactly the same. They just Forrest Gump style put Ron Perlman in the place of Marty in Back to the Future.
Yep.
It's the Perlman cut.
Fuck yeah.
See, it's a special
I also
edition.
want to see where old Biff is Ron Perlman.
Everyone is Ron Perlman. It's like an Eddie Murphy movie, but it's about time travel.
It's Ron Perlman with giant implants. Then you made me get these.
I love that is that's a moment that you remember from Back to the Future
Fuck
too.
yes, I do. Leah Thompson, man, she looks even better now than she did back then.
She looks great. She's always looked great.
Yeah.
I remember that part of the movie very specifically because I remember watching Back to the Future 2 for the first time with my parents. And I remember that being an awkward moment because it's like, it was one of those moments where it's like, oh, I know what that means. And then like, I turn to look at mom to be like, does she know that I know? She's not looking at me. She's looking at dad in a weird way.
And Dad's looking back at her disappointedly? I don't.
Dad's looking back at her like, I am Biff. He's not Biff.
You had to get the boy braces.
Very memorable moment from Back to the Future too for me.
Yep.
Yeah. Tyler.
Because
No.
Japan kept the Marty McFly version, and they gave us the other version.
Say what?
Yeah.
They kept the Marty McFly version? Wait, what do you mean?
If the seventh saga is Back to the Future,
I
they
gotcha.
have the Marty McFly version.
All right. We got the Morty version.
Yeah. Exactly.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I have another question for you,
All right.
if you wouldn't mind. If you could indulge me, if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would it be? Again, you don't have to tell me why.
Okay.
If you don't want to.
I probably do.
If you're not feeling comfortable,
Okay.
it's a safe space. I'm sure we can all put the pieces together.
Okay. Well, I give this the glasses of Sam Bowie.
The Bowie knife guy?
Nope.
That's a Bowie knife, isn't it?
I don't have to tell you. He was a huge college basketball star. Everyone thought was going to be the next huge thing.
And he was.
He was taking over Michael Jordan in the NBA draft.
Whoa.
And he fucking bombed.
What'd he do?
Just a disaster of a player. He did not pan out at all.
Messed up a sweet chaos dunk? Made a real ass of himself?
Exactly. Got college basketball banned for years.
It's like when you have a spell counterspelled in D&D. You got the chaos dunk ready and it just...
Yep.
Man, I wish basketball was more like Magic. I think that'd be fun.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wish Magic was more like basketball.
That's a fun world.
Yeah.
I do like that. You can do both on the street.
Yeah.
There's street hoops and
With
street
Shadowrun,
magic.
yeah, that's true.
There's also street sharks.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's a thing. Mm-hmm. Tyler, I have another question for you.
Yeah.
If you were to buy this game, the Seventh Saga, used, how much do you think you'd pay for it?
I bet this is semi-rare. I'll say $40.
Not fully rare. Semi-rare?
Semi-rare. Yeah.
$40?
$40.
Tyler, actual retail value of the Seventh Saga used loose on pricecharting.com on average at the time of this recording is $19.24.
Damn. Okay. It's a lot cheaper than I thought it'd be.
You could get a complete copy for $48.50 or a new copy for $457.57. There you go, baby.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth $20?
No.
I don't think it's worth $20 either.
Nope.
Unless you're collecting.
Even then, like, you probably find it
Ooh.
cheaper.
Ooh.
Just wait.
Ooh.
See if you can find it at a yard sale.
Yeah. With Jason scribbled on it in Sharpie.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Jason didn't love this game enough to hold on to it. Maybe I will.
Yep.
Tyler, I have some more questions for you. Yeah. If you are willing to take questions.
Do it.
Our dedicated quiz master, Bovine Bear, Matt Cowan, sent in a quiz to us called the Septupular Sevens Quiz. Is that how you say septupular? I like septupular.
It's like septuplets. So
septupular. Septuple?
Say septuplets.
There's weird 8 Dave-style questions. Since episode 500 was actually like episode 503 or something, instead of 7 questions, the quiz has 8. That's magic. I love it. Not street magic.
No,
real magic.
No. We're not David Blaine.
Real magic on the court.
Magic Johnson.
Court is in session.
The real magic is his cured AIDS.
That's some magic.
That's his
That
magic.
is some magic.
The real magic. The real magic is money.
First question. On the World Series of Dice skit from Chappelle's Show, this character was known for rolling 77 sevens in a row.
Ashy Larry.
Ashy Larry is probably the only character that I could pull.
It's the only one I remember.
Yeah. Let's do Ashy Larry?
Yeah, it's the only one I remember.
Ashy
I'm
Larry.
sure that's not it, but
Locking it in. Grits and gravy.
Grits and gravy.
Grits and gravy. Next question. So far, no good. Not doing great.
no, yeah, 0.
What we should start doing is, since this is our first step on our journey for the rest of the SNES games, we should retroactively go back and retake this quiz. We'll edit all this out.
Perfect.
And we'll just nail it.
And then I'll be like, it's grits, and then you say, and gravy.
But we have to act.
Okay.
Because it's like it's like a
grits.
it's like a breakfast thing.
Oh, Malta-meal? No. Malta-meal Malcolm?
I'm sorry, did you say multi-meal mouth cum?
That's about what it's like.
Next question. This Seinfeld character made up a child's name, 7, but had it stolen from them by a friend.
Well, it's George.
It's George.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Do you know who 7 is named after? Where it comes from?
I
think Mickey Mantle, right?
That makes sense. All right.
Lock it in. George Costanza. George. It is George. I'm going to have to look up whether Mickey Mantle's number was 7 or not. It was like a baseball player. I remember that.
Okay.
According to freemusicarchive.org, Sycamore Drive has released 2 EPs. 2 singles, and a 7-inch record. A 7-inch record is more commonly referred to as this. Think RPMs.
Car.
A car?
A 7-inch car.
I'll take motor vehicles for 500, Alex.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm not into records, man. I don't know.
I got my Mother 2 vinyl and I'm good. So I don't know.
Mother 2, like for some reason that translated in my mind as like boys 2 men. I was like, Mother 2 vinyl? That doesn't, I don't understand. I only own my dad's old Jimi Hendrix records. So, and none of those are 7-inch. Those are big boys. Much like Jimi Hendrix was, I hear.
RPMs. Like it's bicycle tires.
Bicycle tires, I'm logging it in.
Training wheels.
Logging it in. Final answer, bicycle tires. That is referred to as a 45.
What?
It's a 45.
I don't understand. Think of RPM.
It's much like the gun I have in my hand, a 45.
Oh, okay. Like if you were to think Colt, I've been like 45.
Well, it wasn't that. But hey, kudos to Sycamore Drive. Next question. Musical composition, quote, Another World of Beasts, end quote, by Nobuo Uematsu is done in the septuple meter. Name the Final Fantasy game that this composition is from. Not Final Fantasy VII, an earlier game. Another World of Beasts. It has to be Final Fantasy VI, right? World of Chaos? Like the World of Ruin, the World of Balance?
Makes
Like,
sense
right?
to me.
Another World
Yeah.
of Beasts? Maybe?
6, sure.
6/3, if
Yeah,
you're
it could
Miller?
have also been the Esper world.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
All right. It is Final Fantasy VI.
All right.
Riku, you are chugging NyQuil?
Wall Sleep Z.
Wall Sleep Z.
Who am I, Rockefeller? I got a baby in the NICU.
Dude, the reason I laughed is because like I was reading this question and I hear glug, 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 glug. Like, whoa, that's some rapid drinking. Pass that bottle over here, buddy.
Yeah,
Let's get fucked up with some Wall Sleep Z.
Nothing but the Benadryl stuff in it.
That's what it says on the bottle. Nothing but the Benadryl
Nothing
stuff.
but the bennies, baby.
Next question. Riku of the Kingdom Hearts series, that's one way of putting it, I guess, is voiced by a sibling of the Camden family from this TV show. Who is the Camden family?
Seventh Heaven.
Oh, is that the answer?
That's it. Seventh Heaven.
Seventh Heaven? Were they the Camdens?
That just makes. I mean, if it's a 7 quiz, I'm going to say Seventh Heaven.
I didn't. Yeah, it's a great guess. I never watched a lot of Seventh Heaven.
I never watched a single episode. I just know Jessica Biel was on it, I think.
That is why I tried to watch it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I remember being like, I don't know, early high school, late middle school or whatever, and being like, all right, I'm going to try to watch this. I'm going to try to watch this show because it has her in it and she looks amazing. I couldn't make it. It's not. It wasn't for me.
Yep.
Not for Jeppy.
Not for old Jeffy.
Not for old Jeppy. Locking it in Seventh Heaven. It is Seventh Heaven. Well done, Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
First released console of the 7th generation of video game consoles. Well, let's name the generations of consoles.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So what?
The first generation. You got that one.
Is that Atari?
Followed by the second. I don't know. You would think I should know that, but I don't. When I took the video game podcast test to get on iTunes, they didn't ask me this one.
The Wii U.
The Wii U?
The Wii U is what I will guess.
First release console, the 7th generation of video game consoles? Mm-hmm. I saw you writing some things down. Were you writing down like...
Nintendo consoles.
Okay. So you're counting the NES as like generation 1 kind of deal or what?
I was counting the Atari as generation 1.
All right.
And then I went NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii U.
Okay. All right. So Wii or Wii U?
Wii U. Wii U is 7. Atari, NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii U.
All right. That's assuming that that's assuming that first generation is
first
Atari.
gen is Atari.
And not like the Magnavox Odyssey or something.
Yeah.
All right. I'm good with that. Let's do Wii U. It is the Xbox 360.
Damn.
But that's in that realm.
Yeah.
I feel like we were off by like a generation.
Yeah, we're off by like 1.
Next question. Actually, I'm sorry. I failed that. We failed that question, so I feel like we need to probably stop doing the show.
Yeah, that's it. We're done. Well, next week, La Mulan, and we're done.
Yeah, we'll do. I thought at first you said next week we'll watch Mulana.
Next week, yeah, we'll do a live streaming where we just watch Mulana.
Is that a movie? Mulan. Okay, I was really struggling with that. I've never seen Mulan.
It's like I need a good joint between Ming Wu and
you and me
Eddie
both.
Murphy.
You and me both, brother. You could have stopped it. We need a good joint. The Magnificent Seven is an Old West style remake of this classic 1954 Japanese film called Seven Samurai. I know that one.
Yep.
I love me some Kurosawa.
I know it because it was always sitting on top of McElwain's DVD collection. Yep.
McElwain's got good taste in those movies, man. Like he and I kind of jive on that whole like the good, the bad, and the ugly, like that trilogy and like the Kurosawa stuff. Good stuff. Locking it in. Seven Samurai. It is Seven Samurai. Tyler, my favorite question probably ever.
Okay.
That Matt has
7 inches. No.
7. Yeah, I don't know how we answer that. The 7th episode of TADPOG.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Mega Man X Street Fighter.
That's 1. 2 is Final Fight.
Final
And then
Fight.
the rest is what?
Buster Bust Loose.
Oh my God, very good. That's 3.
Uniracers.
Uniracers is 4. Where The Adventures of Batman and Robin was like later, right?
It was
Ooh,
it was early.
yeah.
It was very early.
I feel like you've done very well getting 4 of those, man.
Blackthorn was like 10. Blackthorn was like number 90.
All right, let's work back.
What was before Blackthorn?
Graythorn.
Graythorn, Bluethorn, Hawthorn. I'm fine with Batman and Robin. That's somewhere in there. That's close.
Is it Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3? Where did that fall?
Oh, that was also early.
It was early. And it's like that was a really fun one to record.
Yeah, because you really like the Marriage Rapture.
Marriage
bit.
Rapture's the best.
I feel like that might have been, it could have been, but I feel like maybe that was like 5.
Ooh.
5, maybe 6.
And the reason The Adventures of Batman and Robin stands out is because of the Riddler jerking off the ghost penises.
Shit.
I'm going.
We had Dakusan for one of those really early ones too.
That was The Adventures of Batman and
Was it
Robin.
Batman and Robin?
I think.
Because we did a crossover with Second Breakfast for that.
Right. So that feels like it would have been later.
Shit, I don't know, because we did Shaq Fu was right after Blackthorn. That was like
Shaq Fu.
after every set of 10, we did a super shitty game, so we did Shaq Fu. That wasn't another.
Yeah, that
wasn't
was
it.
later. I'm going Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Okay,
That's
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I'll go.
But I
with
don't
you.
want to twist your arm because that's just a guess.
I'm good with that. I can't really between that and Batman and Robin. It's a total toss up for me.
All right, here we're going Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. It is Top Gear 2. We weren't even fucking
I forgot
close.
about Turrican 2 and Top Gear 2. Yep.
All right.
2 extremely unfucking remarkable games.
Come on, man. Top Gear 2 had some good stuff. I remember playing Top Gear 2 and being like, okay.
Shao Kahn
All right.
smashing cars.
Yeah, right? Man. Wow. That's it. That's all of
right.
it. But I would like to confirm that Mickey Mantle's number was indeed 7.
Oh,
I did.
all right.
Yeah,
Good job.
Look that guy up.
Good job. Well, thank you, Matt.
Yes, thank you, Matt. I appreciate it.
You take a few calls?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, I didn't test the volume when I set up the phone earlier. So this could be either very loud or it could be very soft. But whatever it is, we promise you're going to enjoy it because this is coming from Captain Gun Nerd John Turley.
Oh, damn.
Captain, I have a gun, nerd John Turley.
Fucking tadpog. It didn't play the message.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I hope this is tadpog. This question is actually for Tyler because I know that he is the
Next. Man, I hope John tells you how to cook eggs. That would just be the best.
lemon lime Gatorade expert and also has, food service and the chef, all that background. So, how long can I leave a lemon lime Gatorade in my car and it still not be a health hazard to drink it? This one's been in here since Friday, and it is now Monday, but it still tastes fine. So
it's
how
too
much
late
danger-
regardless.
Yeah.
Well, Gatorade is just salty Kool-Aid, man.
Wow.
Like, you're fine.
Electrolytes,
You're fine.
though. Electrolytes, though.
It's salty Kool-Aid.
And when you drink it, it turns your sweat that color. My big question to John is, have you peed in it yet? Because
Is it not pee? Are you sure?
that's when it's too late. That is definitely salty Kool-Aid.
M-I-N. Thanks, guys. Love the show. Bye.
You're welcome, John. And we love you very much. Please come
We
on the
do.
show.
Come back.
Come back to us, John. I don't know what we did, but we're sorry.
Don't wait until the year in review at the very, very end of the year, like you have the last 2 years.
We need you now. It would have been great to have you on Seventh Saga. We know how much you love Seventh Saga. I bet you would have had some like great Jessica Biel chatter for Seventh
You
Heaven.
know he would.
You know
have.
he would.
Yep.
He would have been like the guy.
Be like, man, I watched that shit like right after Reba. Like I
yeah,
watched Reba and then
right.
Seventh Heaven.
Watch Reba, Seventh Heaven. Yeah. Here's another call. This is also from John Turley. This was left on the same day, so I hope he's like, never mind, I figured it out. I drank it, I threw up. I wish you would have gotten back to me sooner.
I'm sterile. Thanks.
It still didn't say motherfucking Tadpog. And
It's
that
broken.
has me messed up, man. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I hope I'm not leaving a random, like, really weird voicemail
I hope you
for
are.
somebody who has no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, I forgot to say, Captain Good there, John. And also, it's the same amount of days, so it doesn't really matter. But for historical accuracy, I think I said Friday through Monday. I was
You
wrong about that. It's actually Saturday. Today is Tuesday.
Ooh, big difference.
It's been since Saturday, sitting in my car, and I drank it. So, yeah. Hopefully I'm not going to die. Let me know.
Nah, man,
Bye.
you're fine. Nah, dog. Nah, dog.
It's like my dad used to always say, drink a Gatorade on Monday, have a good day. Drink Gatorade on Tuesday, I have a gun. I'm sorry that's my thing right now.
No, I love it.
Would you like to You look sleepy
love
as
it.
fuck.
No, I'm just-
you look
I'm just
wow.
chill, man.
You-
I'm just chill, man.
pass me that
No,
sleep
dude.
wall
Yeah,
Z.
you want some of this shit? You want some of this?
Man, holy
Yeah,
God.
Yeah. No,
I
go
look-
ahead.
no,
Go on,
I'm good.
Robo trip. Take about half of it.
I looked over and I was like, wow.
Let's play a
Tyler,
little game I play sometimes called Can I Make It Home?
you are home. Let's end the show.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.
Remember, we wanted to keep the outro. We're going to keep the outro short.
Yep. All right. Hey, thanks for calling, everybody. Let's see what our next episode is.
Oh, you want to do the randomizer? I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah.
You ready?
I am.
Did you practice? You gonna do the randomizing noise?
Okay.
Hold on. Let me pull
Because
it
I
up.
got to do my best. Press your luck. No whammies, no whammies, stop.
Yeah, you asked me to pull that music, and I said I think it would be better
Yeah.
if we did that with our mouth.
Yep.
Common phrase.
Granted, that's what you always say.
It is. You know me so well. Put on this Ron Perlman shirt and use your mouth.
All right. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
You ready?
Stop.
479, which is. Are there takesy backsies?
No.
Or were you just doing whatever
No,
it
but
is?
hey, that's the randomizer. That's part of the game.
479.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Clemens's MVP baseball.
Is it a series?
I don't think so.
All right, so stand alone. Roger Clemens.
Do you know who that is?
I do know who Roger
Oh,
Clemens is.
good. I don't know who that is.
He's a Red Sox pitcher that is a notorious asshole.
Oh, you're fucking shoe in for this episode. We got it in the bag. Boy, I got a lot to learn about baseball between now and next.
What was the title again?
Roger Clemens's MVP baseball.
MVP baseball. All right.
Are you sure no takes?
Hey,
takesies,
no
backsies?
man, we got to. That's it. We
All
committed
right.
to the randomizer. We stand by the randomizer.
All right. That's like a Game of Thrones, like house saying.
Yeah, didn't think I'd be talking about Roger Clemens very much on Dadpog.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be great. It's going to be a wonderful episode. He's not the one that hit a bird with a pitch, is he? That was like someone
Nope,
else. right?
that was Randy Johnson.
Man, look at you. Oh, the Randy Johnson. Man.
Yep.
Like a
Because
good-
he's a weird looking dude. I
Yeah.
just remember like he's a really good pitcher though, and fucking killed that bird.
All right. That bird was me. That pitcher was produce. The ball was Seventh Saga. If someone could please make that very specific meme and post it, I'd really appreciate it. You make my day.
Hey, do you want to call us, send us something, see any of our social media? That's all on
Probably not.
TADPOG.com. That's I'm gonna do that from now on.
All right. I loved it. Well, how did it go again? I was too busy talking over you.
If you want do you want to call us, send us something, see any of our social media? It's all on TADPOG.com.
Perfect. I love it.
But here's the little extra thing because it's not part of our standard outro.
TikTok. Outro time.
I
lengthening.
do have something. I have 2 of these things, and I want to do a drawing for.
We've all seen your testicles.
I have 2 of these things, and you can each have one. I have had all my babies.
Yeah.
You may each have a testicle.
You're like Dracula. After you had this baby, you had all your testicles taken out and put in different parts of the world. And it's my job
Yep.
track your testicles down,
Yep.
bring them back.
Your
so-
entire bloodline has to be dedicated to the effort.
Right.
You have to trade Henry and all of his children.
Yeah. It's like, Henry, I'm not going to be around one day to gather up Tyler's testicles. So I need you to do it.
Every 100, a more man.
So what are they? What do you have?
I want to keep it a secret for now, but I
don't even get to know?
Well, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I have these 2.
Things.
They're the same thing.
They're great
I have
things.
2 things that have a street value of probably $30 each.
I was hoping to hear they have a street value of roughly a bag of cocaine.
I'm not giving that away.
They come in bags, right?
But yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Roughly $30, and they are each officially licensed Capcom products.
Oh boy.
They would definitely fall under the ATBGE subreddit, which is, I love that subreddit. It stands for awful taste but great execution. These absolutely fall into that. I could post that on that subreddit and get hits. I want to give away 2 of these.
Okay. One.
So maybe next week give away 1, the next week give away another one. And I want to do a drawing iTunes reviews. Randomizer again, pick an iTunes review, pull it out. So if you haven't left an iTunes review, you want to get in on that, leave us an iTunes review, enter the drawing, and we'll get one of these and I'll send it to you.
Okay. I like it. I want to know what they are.
Oh, I think we should take pictures with them before we send them. So
I think did Capcom make waifu pillows?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
They probably did.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
Okay.
What you got?
If you want to call us, you can 270-883-2555.
But I said they can check the website, so I didn't give the number.
Oh,
If you want to give the
man.
number,
I'm new here, and I have a gun, and I just
I guess you do whatever you want.
I can.
Yeah. How do I say you're a good guy with a gun? I guess I need to find a bad guy with a gun to save me from you.
How do you know? How do you know which one I am?
Man, let me see your NRA membership.
Afraid I don't have one of those.
Then you're the good one.
I don't know what's left to cover. I don't know. Come hang out with me on Twitch Sundays 8:30 Central. All right, goodbye.
Patreon?
We do
wanna
have
thank our Patreon people?
We do have a Patreon. Hey, did you enjoy this? If you did, you can find us at patreon.com/tadpog. Chip in $1 and you get like access to a whole bunch of fucking bonus shit that we've done. Most recently, we've done a video where we cast all Suikoden characters for a fantasy Suikoden movie. And some people said very kind things about it.
We're going to be doing another Patreon special this Thursday.
We'll be recording it.
Yep,
I don't know when
recording
it's
it.
going to publish.
Yep.
But so if you want to hear, you want to tease what that is? Because I think it's I love it.
So we are very unhip
What?
parents.
What?
We're gun-toting old parents. We're out of like Abe Simpson. They changed what it was, and now we don't understand. But who does? Brainy Jr. So Brainy Jr. has compiled a list of all the it terms, all the kids slang for us to decipher and stumble through.
So we're going to be issued a quiz,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Dude, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I am so excited to do this.
So 16-year-old schools Tyler and Dave at
Yeah.
slang.
I'm also like probably the thing I'm most excited about is pushing the profanity envelope just as much as I can.
Because Melissa asked me, like, how clean is that going to be? Maybe a little less than normal. And she just looked at me. I was like, yeah, we'll see.
I'd like to thank a few people who've recently donated on Patreon. Nathan Eaton just upped his pledge. Thank you very much, Nathan. Definitely appreciate it. I'd also like to thank Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue. He just recently upped his donation by a penny, riding that penny train. And Micah just recently started a podcast along with Blumpkin Bear, Sean Barry, called Digital Cartridge Podcast.
Yep.
They just published their first episode this week, so I urge you to check that out. I'd also like to thank Josh Cornely for upping his donation. Thank you very much, Josh. And also Jalen M. Shell. Thank you for upping your donation as well. I didn't mean to make that rhyme. It just happened. I'm what you might call a natural.
A poet.
A natural
and you
poet.
Didn't know it.
I did not even know it.
Our theme song is Moose by Sycamore Drive. Link to that track from the show notes at tadpog.com.
Or on his 45.
Yep. On his car.
Yeah. His bicycle wheel.
How you want to close it out, Dave?
I'm going to close it out as Lux.
As Lux?
As Lux, the robot.
Okay.
The Tetujin, I believe they're called in the game. Tetujin.
Okay.
The ancient race of robots.
Ancient race. So until next time,
Tropical Capricorn, exterminate.
Exterminate. Actually, I'm Ron Perlman.
Oh, fuck. The whole time?
Get that cum off my face.
I think you mean get that cum on my
Get
face,
that cum. That's
Mr.
it?
Perlman.
Is that all you have?
No, don't
That's
even.
not even a, what is that, 12 ropes?
Ron,
Child's play.
Ron, I respect you, but you need to respect me and the amount of semen that I can produce.
Go back home and be an edging man.
You know, my favorite kind of play is when we role play me and Ron Perlman.
See, now I didn't even realize I wanted it till I just said that. Like, I want a Street Fighter movie with Ron Perlman as Old Guile.
Yeah, let's just cast old Street Fighter. That could be a Patreon thing.
Shit, it could be.
Old
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Yep. Only actors 60 plus. Old Street Fighter.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood is Ken.
Yep.
We're spoiling. We gotta
No, we
hold
gotta
that.
stop.
Yeah,
We
we
gotta
gotta wait. We gotta wait.
Yep.
For Patreon.
All right. See you, everybody.
Bye.
Feeling like it's good.
I will take your word for
Yeah.
it. I'm sure that it feels good, but I don't know. I don't want to subject anybody to that.
I get it.
It's a
I
bad
get it.
situation. I know you got a bad situation.
You think you have a bad situation?
I know. You got a bad situation, but like I've got a bad situation.
I've got Dagobah down there. Like, you know.
I've got a bad situation. Yeah.
You probably have Tatooine, and I've got Dagobah.
That's actually probably a really good analogy, and that is the stinger.
Go ahead and stop it now. Then
That is it.